So I'm sure we've all seen the. I'm sure we've all seen the new Shelby GT500, and this car. I'm not gonna lie. This video might go against the popular opinion, but I think it looks pretty good, if I do say so myself. You know, like if we look at it just at face value, $100,000 car, 110K is what they're wanting for it. They're only gonna make a couple hundred anyway, but it's basically a glorified Super Snake at the end of the day. It's a 5-liter Coyote with a 3-liter Whipple, and it makes, Dodge Demon power. What I think people are tripping up about is that they're confused, and they think this is a Ford Performance, release. They think this is from Ford Performance, when in reality, the trailer was released on the Shelby American YouTube channel. This is a Shelby product. This is not a Ford Performance product like the S550, GT350, and GT350R. This product is more for the type of guy that, this is for the type of guys that want something that is rare, that has exclusivity attached to it. Now, I don't know if Shelby released this just to capitalize on it or if they have a deal with Ford, but the Shelby GT350 name is attached to this. And I could see from the perspective of either people are confused and they think this is a legit, Ford released GT350 and it's supposed to be a successor to the S550 GT350, or they're just upset that, they're kind of dragging the GT350 name through the mud like this because they already have the Super Snake out, and that's also just like a glorified 5.0 Whipple with a body kit and the Snake logo. But in my opinion, I don't necessarily see the problem with this car. If you are someone who's really a fan of that flat plane crank voodoo, I can see why you're upset, especially if you don't have one, or, you aspire to have one in the future. You wanted a brand new one. Now you gotta go look for a price gouged, more expensive, older, GT350, but, it's kind of tough, because there's so many different car enthusiasts, car guys, car drivers, kind of car women. If you are someone who wants a nice, fast, ready to go 800 horsepower car, and you got 100 grand, and you want something new, you don't want to go for a Challenger super stock, you don't want to get a Charger King Daytona that's super. You didn't have the 100K back then, but now you got the 100K, or you have a way to finance it, and you want a car that has exclusivity attached to it. Because, anyone can go and get a 5-liter Coyote, build it up to have 800 horsepower. Everyone can go get a 3-liter Whipple. But in my opinion, if you guys go look at the actual video on the Shelby YouTube channel, I love the way it sounds. It sounds amazing. It has a unique. Look, if Ford keeps. Okay. If Ford and Shelby, or whatever, if they keep pumping out these 5.0s with these 3-liter Whipples and they keep showing them off, it will literally be the new Hellcat. That supercharger sounds better than the Hellcat. In my opinion, this might sound weird, but I truly think that the Hellcat took off in popularity because the name matched the sound of the car. A Hellcat. The supercharger sounds like a cat, perhaps a cougar or a mountain lion, screaming, yelling. It's in hell. It's trapped in hell and it's being tortured. That's what sounded so cool about those cars. It's a car, heavy. It's a heavy-ass car. When you step on it, that supercharger really sounds like it's straining and whining. It sounds like an actual car it sounds like a cat. The soul of a cat inside of a car that's screaming for its life, that's being tortured. That's how I would explain it. Whereas a Whipple Coyote, just from that trailer, just from that ad, that video preview, it legit sounds like a coyote howling, which I think is amazing. This could be the new age Hellcats, especially if, we all saw. Well, I don't know if everyone, you might be hearing this for the first time. Tim Kuniskis, he doesn't want to be CEO of Stellantis. He just wants to be the Ram guy. He wants to be CEO of Ram. But he was the guy. He was literally that guy who was like, in 2014, he was like, probably 2013, 2012, a little earlier, he was like, yo, we gotta make the Hellcat. We gotta make something that could compete with the GT500. So look, this isn't bad, and I like what it means. I like what this is gonna do for the Ford brand. The only thing that kind of sucks about this is that, yes, if you look at one of those videos, it was like I believe it was the actual, one of the comments under the actual video of them revealing it, the white GT350. It was like, yeah, so it's this much for a Mustang with the 5.0, this much for a supercharger kit, this much for a body kit, and this much for the suspension, and it totaled out to $70K. So $110K, that means they make $40,000 profit on each one of these cars. Now it's whatever, if this is a rare car anyway, it's not like this is gonna be marketed to the average Ford guy. It's just like the real hardcore consumers. But in that case too, in both cases, it's just kind of a slap in the face to the consumers. It's a slap in the face to normal Mustang guys that, they don't this is the average working guy. They don't have $100K to spend on a car. It's not like, oh, let's go get a Hellcat Red Eye, King Daytona. That's why Mopar is suffering. There's hecka cars just sitting on the lot getting lot rot. For that price, you could get a Shelby GT500 from 2023. And I think it would be actually even a little cheaper. And, it's whatever. But it's kind of just the same thing as the Super Snake. And my whole opinion on this is the car's amazing, great. Sell it for $100K if you want. It doesn't really matter. Because, if you're dumb enough to think that's the only way to get a supercharged Coyote, then let me be the first to tell you, then you can get a very cheap, I don't want to say cheap, because cheap kind of means like it's bad quality. No. You get a less expensive Shelby GT350, and you can build it on your own. If you just want the performance. Just get yourself an S650 Mustang, 3-liter Whipple, and you're golden. But if you want, you wanted exclusivity, you wanted that legendary hot flat plane crank V8, that insanely high rev, just that uniqueness that you expect out of the Shelby brand. Because this is what Shelby guys are, If you're a Shelby, this is the reason why people are so upset is people that aspire to have one of these cars or that already have these Shelbys and want another one. What they love about it so much is the exclusivity. They are differentiated from normal Ford Mustang guys. It's like the Hellcat Red Eye and Demon guys being like, yeah, we're not like you Scat Pack guys. We're not a Scat Pack 6.4, we're a 6.2. 800, 1,000 horsepower supercharged, you know? We got a different animal on the side. Yeah, we're hellifin guys. We're not no fucking bumblebee scat. And yeah, this kind of what the car community is. A lot of that is you want something expensive, fine, but it better be exclusive. It better have status attached to it. Because 100K, okay, well, why not go and get yourself a GT 500? Why not go get yourself a C8 Z06? Why not go get yourself, I think, even a C8 ZR1? See, you probably just need a couple grand more. 10, 20, I don't know the actual price of the C8 ZR1 that's coming out, but yeah, the C8 ZR1 is, even people were talking about how it's gonna completely mock the Mustang GTT. The GTD is like gonna be 300K. The C8 ZR1 is gonna be like what, 150, 160K? Yeah, man. I don't see the problem with it. The only thing that is kind of weird, kind of sus, is that a company would take an actual, like, this is, I have to say this again. Shelby American is making this car. This is the Shelby company. This is almost as if Hennessy was to make a car and upgrade it. They're not actually the manufacturer, they're not creating the car. They're just building it in their own way. So that's fine and all, but they took the Shelby GT350 name from Ford Performance. They probably got, they probably got permission to do it, legally. They probably had to. But that just means that Ford Performance they don't care about making a unique engine for the GT350 anymore. What they're doing is they want to make just a bunch of supercharged 5-liter Coyotes. This is probably the peak. This is the peak best 5-liter Coyote. This next 10 years is going to be the best 10 years for 5-liter Coyotes. But that being said, if everyone has a Coyote, and it is probably the best V8 to get for the money and just being able to boost it, if everyone has one, there's that uniqueness taken away. They're not going to be as unique anymore. And that's kind of what we're seeing, what we were seeing with like scat packs. Scat packs are so common. Dude, you can go find scat pack everywhere. Even Hellcats are kind of becoming common. But they had to end the production to make them now rare again. It's rare to have a Hellcat that isn't beat up now. So, yeah. Basically, the main points is Shelby guys and people that aspire to have a Shelby, they're upset because it's not as unique as the 350 S550 engine. They're upset that it's what seemingly an overpriced Mustang Coyote. They're upset that the the GT350 name, the badge, the status of that car is being applied, and kind of, I guess, it's being given, but it's being given to another company, a lesser company. No disrespect to Carroll Shelby, or the Shelby company, they still make legendary stuff, but, noticeably less cool. This GT350 is going to be noticeably less cool compared to the last one. And, a lot of people, I'm not saying it, but a lot of people are saying that this is just a lazy cop-out. Like, oh yeah, this is already a gray engine. Why not just use it for the Shelby engine? It's in the Mustang, just put a supercharger on it. Now that wouldn't be as bad, I would say, but we're going to be seeing a lot of Whipple Coyotes. Because isn't Ford Performance literally coming out with a kit? Don't they already have one that you could do on the F-150s? And now you're going to be able to do it on the Mustang? They're going to sell them from the factory with the supercharger on it? This is legit going to be the new Hellcat. This is what I see is coming. Because that's kind of what Mopar was. It was like, okay, we got the 5.7. This is kind of like the LS of the Hemis. We got the 6.4. All right. Make sure that no, they're not able to boost this. Came out within 2012 or like 2011, I believe. I guess to compete with the Coyote and be like, yo, make it like a upper 400 horsepower engine, 470, 485. Make sure it can be boosted because in a few years we're going to be coming out with the 6.2 supercharged engines, the Hellcats. And then it's like, okay, we're going to be coming out with this. Make sure it's not too good. Make sure you can boost it because we just want this to be a maximized engine, or let people put a cam, let them build it up, all motor. So when they came out with the Hellcats, it was 2015, boom. 3 years later, Hellcat was a pretty good success. They made a Demon. 6.2 platform, but just a drag specified engine. A drag specified car. Limited production. Then in 2019, they're like, okay, we're gonna sell the Hellcat Red Eyes. Get the Demon engine. Get everything that was good about the Demon. Put in the Hellcat Red Eye. This is like the Hellcat Plus. If you want to make power in the future, want to make big horsepower, this is the one to get. Then it was like, okay, Elephant. They made the Elephant in 2018. Crate motor, 6.2, I believe. I could be wrong with that, but basically the same thing. These are all very similar. Just a Hemi, big old supercharger built up, stronger internals, stronger everything. And it's all pretty much similar. There's not, look, the sound profile, the way it makes power is not that different. A normal 6.2 Hellcat from 2015, a Hellcat Red Eye, a Demon 170, a Elephant, and now they're even making the Hemi 1500 horsepower stock crate motor. And yeah, I think that's kind of the direction that Mustang is going to go. Ford Performance is just going to be like, we got an amazing engine. We got the 5-liter Coyote. Why be unique? Why spend money, use brain power, strain ourselves to make a successor to the 5.2 engines, to the Voodoo, to the Predator, to the legendary Trinity motors? Why do that when we could just stick with our 5-liter supercharged Coyotes, just make them better, make more power? Why would they? And you gotta look at it from, if you're a business owner and you see that Dodge has gone out of the competition, Camaro has gone out of the competition, Corvette has kind of identified itself as something else. They have a new identity. They are trying to, chase that Ferrari bandwagon. They're trying to get, they're trying to market themselves as a supercar. And you're the last actual, sporty American V8 muscle? Bro, they can do really whatever they want. The GT350 and the GT500 came out. Think about that. 2013 to 2023, that was unique Ford. That was probably Ford's prime of uniqueness. Because they couldn't just have the 5-liter Coyote and do what everyone else was doing. Chevy was like, yo, get the LT4s, put them in the Camaro, put them in the C706. Those are our fucking alpha high horsepower options. Now, back then they had to be like, okay, we gotta differentiate ourselves. We gotta get something unique, something with status, something exclusive that the Shelby fans, the Mustang fans would really like. And that's how all that was born. But now, Mustang's like the last contender in the race. They're the last guys making high-profile, high-performance V8s. And, yeah, honestly, good for them. They're not going to stop what they're doing just because people are crying. And if people don't buy those V8s, well, obviously they will. There will always be people that buy them. People are going to, all these Shelbys are probably going to get sold out before, they're already going to get sold out, right? We know this. Even if people don't like it, they're still going to buy it. And really anything with the Shelby name badge, people are going to buy it. That's really all that matters to them. And yeah, like I'm saying, if I had 100K right now, I probably would do it too. But yeah, I don't. So what does that mean? Oh, am I gonna go switch over to Hellcat? Am I gonna go switch over to Camaro? Try to get me an LT4? Eventually, but after I get a 5-liter Coyote, you know, these are just the best engines out, man. You know, I wouldn't want to lie and say, oh, this is this is not something I do because I want to say, yeah, frick Ford, they should be way more unique and creative. No, they already know that they're the kings of the hill right now. Even though in 2024 the S650 kind of flopped, I bet that it's gonna motivate them to lower the prices a little bit, offer more options, kind of become the new Mopar in a sense. Get them big old superchargers on the hood, start shipping them out to dealerships, start painting the brake calipers bright red, introduce more loud colors, and, kind of introduce new body kits to the cars. Perhaps a wide body, change up the front end a little bit. Yeah, maybe even wild thing, because I think they're sitting on gold right now. Just change out the iPads on the inside, make actual gauge clusters. And they got themselves a hot ticket item. They got themselves a winning product. And they're going to sell out fast. While the Mopars rot on the lots, Mustang's going to be winning. But they got to learn a few things and just price their cars appropriately, and they're winning. If they could sell a Mustang supercharged 800 horsepower for 50K, then yeah, they are legit going to be the kings, the last reigning righteous kings of modern American muscle.